Hello guys, I'm gonna be taking you to Oshkosh Day 1. Here's some Mooney M20s, here's an experimental, and this is a Mooney M20 again. I'm not sure what this one is, or what this one is, or what this one is. Here's a Ford one. This one was pretty cool how it has 3 engines. And here's the Boeing Flying Fortress. That thing was huge. And I'm not sure what this one is. Well, I mean, I forgot the name of it. And here's the Ford taking off. I thought it was really cool how you could see the jet fuel burning off the engine, and here he comes again. Makes you think he's landing, but he's really gonna go full throttle and shatter your plane. But it's really fun to see, like, really cool as well, to see the glow on the back of the engine. And here's another one doing the same thing. This was an amazing event today. And here's the Flying Fortress again, flying right overhead. Basically an aluminum bottle, it looks like. And here's the Ford coming in for a landing. And then I'm not sure what this one is, but it was pretty cool. And here's a Beechcraft King Air that just arrived and is now that's now turning onto the taxiway. And here's a Beta Technology CX300. This thing is completely electric, which is kind of crazy to think about it. So basically, all that you can hear is just the wind going over the prop in the back. And you might hear like a buzz of the electric motor powering that, but overall, you can't really hear anything from the motor. And here it is taking off. That smooth takeoff. And I don't know. Really cool. And I think this is the Flying Fortress again. Flying right overhead. It provides some nice shade when it flies right over top of you. Another fighter jet coming in for a landing. I'm I'm not sure what this one is. I'm not very good on fighter jets. I think it's a F-35 or a F-22. I don't really know. I'm not very good with these. And here's another one. Kept the nose up for long. Well, not really. It's a really good one. I don't remember what this one is, but it's like I just forgot it. But yeah, it's really cool. He did some really good aerobatic stunts with that. Thought it was pretty cool.
Brought to us in part by Poplar Grove Air Motive, Tempest, Whirlwind Propeller, Airflow Performance, CamGuard, to Concord Batteries, Goodyear Aviation, Sarasota Avionics, Softy Parachutes, AC Air Technologies,
and this was a really cool plane. I mean, I couldn't seem to figure out what color it was. It like changes the color on the plane. It goes from purple to like this teal or something. And then he also, it's like, it's crazy. And speaking of crazy, look at this crazy little yellow plane. It was so cool to see it fly. Here's that plane that we saw taking off. He did some really cool. I think this was the Civilian DH-1 Chipmunk, I think. Yeah, the red, white, and blue. And then all the smoke mixes right up there when he turned the tail around. It's cool how he does those loops. Then he goes straight back up, and then he turns it around and mixes all that smoke together. It's cool how the colors like look after they mix. Here's the Civilian DH-1 Chipmunk again. Oshkosh is it's a really fun experience to come here. Very cool shows. And I don't know what this one is. But here is landing. Unless that's the Civilian DH-1 Chipmunk.
As the Ghost Rider touches down in front of us,
at least I think so. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, this is it's really fun. With all the air shows going on, you get to see these huge planes from military And like the 747 SP from Pratt & Whitney was up there at the bowling plaza, as well as the military 767, I forget which one that was called, the aerial refueler. And then they had the KC-135R, and then I forget what it's called, a C-130. And here's some planes flying in formation. Or there's the chipmunk again leading the group with that crazy yellow plane over there. And then I decided to follow this one that still had the smoke going on.
And now Luke, on with the celebration, if you would. Yes, indeed, and in true Rob Holland fashion, we fly today. We remember the...
And then these two planes sort of drag race each other. The one on the right, that's that crazy plane that doesn't have a specific paint color. It's like changes colors depending on where the sun is, like where it's facing. And then here's that Boeing Super Fortress landing. It was really cool to see this one landing. It was humongous in person. My phone's like about all the way zoomed out. It was huge. They probably put a whole apartment in there. Here's some other planes in formation flying overhead. And I forget what this one is, but it was really cool to see him do an inverted low pass. I don't know if this is in it, but when he was doing an inverted low pass again, going the other way, he cut a ribbon with his tail. They had like a ribbon stretched out across the runway, and he cut it in half with his rudder, or the thing that the tail. And here's the C-17 C3 flying overhead. It was really cool, and it was loud. It was like it was super loud, but it was really cool to see. It was amazing to see. Like it was humongous. Like you could feel like the air. And here's that. I don't know if that's the chipmunk. No, that's the one that changes colors. And here's the C-17 C3 coming in for arrival. Look at that. It surprisingly didn't give a lot of smoke for having, 4 tires on each side. 8 tires. No. It's not 8 tires. It has a long time, except for it. And then it's cool how he used the reverse thrust to reverse. It's pretty cool. And then right after he does that, he waits for a bit, and then he takes off. This thing has a really low takeoff speed. I mean, he was able to just take off as soon as he started rolling, basically. You guys will be able to see in this clip. Not even near the end of the run. Well, he's near the end. He's in like the middle of the runway. And then he just takes off. It was really cool to see it. You can see the jet fuel burning off of the engines. that was really cool as well. The black trails, like darker trails. You know what I'm saying. And then here's some McDonnell Douglas DC3s, or I don't know what that one is. Here's the DC3, yeah. This one I liked because it had a lot of square windows. Here's P-51 Mustang, and I don't know, I forget what that one was. And here's an experimental tail, or no, it's not tail. Here's some general aviation ones. And then this one I thought was pretty cool as well. Here's the Goodyear blimp. There's 2 Goodyear blimps. And then I forgot, this one looks like a Mustang, but it's probably not. And then here's a seaplane. And Pratt & Whitney Boeing 747 SP. And McDonnell Douglas DC-8. And here's that 747 SP again. And F-35, I think. That could be F-22. C-130. I always see this one at air shows in Indiana and here. DHC, I forget what that one is. KC-46 Pegasus, I think that's what it is. And here's some of the old warbirds. And here's the Constellation. That was probably my favorite one to see, surprisingly. Here's another one that looks like a small version. The wings fold back over top of the back and back loading area. There's a KC-135R. Here's a seaplane. And here's a tail dragger. I thought that one's cool. And, this one's like that one hospital plane for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Here's this one. And the Ford plane again. There's that King Air and the Beta Technology CX300. And this looks like a SR-22. And that looks like a Mooney, but it might not be one. And Cessna 172 or 150, but it looks more like 172. Here's a Mooney M20 and that Boeing Super Fortress. And this looks like a Mooney M20. And this one also looks like a Mooney M20, sort of. I don't know what this one is. I'm going to have to look that up. And then here's that Chipmunk again. Got some biplanes. And then this one again. This was a really nice photo. And this was also a really good photo as well. And C-17. 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 Here's a Mooney M20 again. Here's this one. I really like this photo. And this one. He had some really good aerobatics going on with his plane. He had some really good aerobatics.
My favorite maneuver. Father and son team and wrapping things up with your United States Air Force S-20. 22 demo along with one of my favorites, the Heritage Flight with the P-51.
And Brittany, for those along the front row, if you hadn't noticed, all of our performers do a track down the front and build signs to the right show center, lighting in the crowd. So if you see our performers come by, they love to interact with you. Put it away and say hello. We call that. So be sure Bill Stein's working his way.
Alright, now this one is a really cool one because it's a glider, but it has 2 jet engines, which is really cool, I thought. How it's a glider, but it has 2 of the tiniest jet turbines on each side of the top of the fuselage. And here's that, what's it, glider landing with the smoke still coming out. It was a really cool sight to see.
Former as part of our show as we welcome an air.
And here's the P-51 departing out to do a heritage flight with the F-35. And here's the F-35 departing to go catch up with the P-51.